Arizona voters having their say in the race for the Republican presidential nomination. That is happening right now. Voting is underway in the Arizona primary. It's been about 3 hours or so since the voting centers opened. We're here with State Representative Vic Williams. Thank you very much for joining us. Obviously, a lot of folks who are excited about this, but they're kind of disappointed you don't have the candidates this week. They all went to Michigan and other places. Who are you supporting?
Well, I voted a couple of weeks ago in our early voting process for Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney, why so?
Well, I think Mitt Romney best fits the criteria for what I believe in personally, a fiscal conservative, economic development. Also, I think that works well in my legislative district, where we have the largest cluster of bioscience jobs in the state of Arizona. His commitment to business and business issues and staying on track, I think, is the key. Kind of going back to James Carville, it's the economy, stupid, and I think that's where he's focusing in on, and that's what draws me to Mitt Romney.
Quoting the Democrats now, are you?
Well, if the words were right, then yeah, absolutely. We'll take it.
Now, the National Journal is actually reporting that when you look at Romney and his electability, and the polls show that really there's no difference between Romney and Obama, a matchup, and Santorum and Obama, a matchup. It's only 1 point difference. I think 8 point difference with Santorum, a 7 point difference with Romney there. So is there really an edge, or is that electability edge disappearing when it comes to Romney?
Well, I can't speak to that, Trish, but I know this. Look, this is an internal battle within the GOP, fiscal conservatives versus social conservatives, and also we have a quality libertarian candidate. I don't think any one of them have, a lead-over edge walking into the other camps. So this is a winner-take-all type situation. Whoever wins the GOP nomination, I know I'm going to get behind. If it's Romney, if it's Santorum, for that matter, if it's Ron Paul, because we're here to make sure that we get Obama as a one-term president, overturn Obamacare, get away from this stimulus-type spending, and get back to fiscal accountability and job development, private sector in this country.
And one of the districts that you represent, the Southern District with the border of Mexico, a lot of people who we talk to, immigration is such a personal and controversial issue. We had that interview with Joe Arpaio. He's a very popular person here, but we also spoke to Latino voters who are very frustrated. They feel that they're being targeted here and that this issue is being used simply as a political football for Arpaio and many other of the Republicans.
Well, I would disagree with that. Since I've been elected in office back in 2008, I've walked over 13,000 homes. And as I've gone door to door and talked with constituents in my legislative district, the overwhelming preponderance of, or overwhelming discussion that goes on those doorsteps is, what are we going to do about illegal immigration? And we came up with solutions on a state-based level because our federal government has refused to do anything substantial in stemming the flow of illegal immigration. I'd want to add this, that it's about legal immigration. We want people to come to this country. We want people to immigrate here legally, and we need people to come to this country and work. It's not about race. It's about legal immigration.
How do you address the concerns, though, however, of a whole community, Latino community? We know it's close to 30% in this state that really do feel targeted.
Well, I think that it's a messaging aspect for the Republicans, and we have to learn to work with our Hispanic community and find on common grounds about developing legal immigration policy, state-based issues in which we're doing. I think a lot of that is also, misinterpreted and pushed through the media in ways that are unfavorable, but I don't think it's targeting any kind of racial group whatsoever. Once again, it's about good policy, about legal immigration policy, and doing it on a state-based level, because our federal government has absolutely failed in doing anything on this issue.
There are a lot of people who I spoke with who also feel that there's a failure here for any of these politicians to address the problem with the gas prices, and so many people are feeling that in the way that they live and having to change their lifestyles, and some people, retired people, who are really suffering here. Is there anybody who speaks to that concern, who says, I've got a realistic policy here that can change that?
Well, I think, once again, you take a look at all the Republican candidates that are running. They want to increase local production, national production, oil shale. You've seen the veto from the Obama administration on the pipeline coming from Canada. We need to find every available source of energy that we can find. That's going to drive down the pricing. If the president himself, or if these candidates, whoever's elected as a Republican nomination going on to president, makes a statement that we're going to find every available source, you're going to see the price of oil start to drop.
All right, Vic Williams, thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you here with us. We appreciate it. And you said you think we'll see results about 8, 9 o'clock or so?
Yeah, about 8 o'clock. Yeah, results start coming in. Thanks for letting me have a little time on your show today.
All right,
appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Well, tonight.